Hey guys, how you doing? Keeping in theme with all the guitar stuff I've been doing recently, and I know I've alluded to a lot of my gear before. So today I thought I'd run you through my rig and everything that's included in it. Not just musical equipment, but video equipment and camera equipment. So let's get started. Alright, so first things first is my go-to guitar now. It is my PRS SE245 standard. It is been with me for about 1 month, and honestly, it's probably the best guitar I've ever owned. The finish looks beautiful, the fretboard is smooth, I can move between frets quickly, there's not a whole lot of buzz going on in the neck. It's got two factory pickups which sound beautiful. You get a more warm tone on your rhythm than I've ever heard in any of my other guitars. Tuning, stability is not an issue, and overall it's just a great guitar. So yeah, this is my go-to guitar. Next is my Ibanez beginner's bass. Now, I don't play too much bass, but when I want to, just go through and try and learn a little bass riff, I'll go back to this every once in a while. Construction is pretty solid for a budget bass. It is a bolt-on neck, as you can see right there, but it's stable in tuning for a beginner model, which I like. It's relatively easy to restring. Tuning and tone are not an issue. It's actually a very well-made guitar. Sustain has been an issue, but that's also due to the design of the neck. But this bass, if you're looking for a cheap bass to start with, I would definitely put money on an Ibanez. Here we have my Kramer Pacer, signed by 3 members of Steel Panther. It was originally signed by all 4, but Michael Stars wore off. Sorry, Michael. I'm a big fan of Kramer guitars. Obviously, Eddie Van Halen used them early in his career. Satchel, who's another one of my favorite guitarists, used them. Now he's with Charvel, I believe. But it's an overwhelmingly well-made guitar. It's got a Floyd Rose bridge with a JBJN pickup selection, 2 volumes, 1 tone. The only thing I really don't like is the pickup selector feels weird, but that's okay. It is also a bolt-on neck, which hurts a little with the sustain, but I think the Floyd Rose makes up a little for it. It's got Grover tuners on the back of it, which are always good for tuning. The nut is very well maintained. The whole guitar is just a very well designed guitar, and I wish Kramer was actually doing a lot better right now, because I would love to see a resurgence of this kind of guitar. It is probably my 3rd in line of guitars I use when I'm actually recording or playing, but you just really can't beat a well-made guitar like this. Next up is my Schecter C1 Hellraiser Platinum Edition. You can only buy this one at Guitar Center, I believe, and for a Guitar Center Guitar Center exclusive guitar, it kicks ass. I mean, it's got a floating Floyd Rose, it's got 2 EMGs, an 81 and an 85, and it just, oh my goodness, it is loud, it screeches, it is a great guitar. It's a neck-through design, which I like. Oh shit. And it's just such a good guitar. I mean, I use this a lot when I'm playing heavier stuff. I've got 52 gauge strings on this one, so I use that a lot more when I'm going down a half step or so. And yeah, it's a really good guitar. If you're looking for a really good guitar under $700, check out Schecter. Also, I put in aftermarket strap locks just because it helps me with the way I play. Oh, and they're active pickups, so you got this little thing back here. So it's a little bit of a hassle when you have to change out the battery, but other than that, it's a really good guitar. Next is my Epiphone Les Paul Studio. I got this about 2 years back, and it's been one guitar that I consistently come back to. It's not of the best build quality. Tuning stability is definitely an issue with my Les Paul, as opposed to my PRS with the same similar body type. The cut's a little weird, so it's hard to reach down to the lowest frets. It is a set neck design, which I do like. Sustain is not an issue on this. Tuners are more kind of fancy, kind of almost Gibson style tuners. It's got just regular Epiphone pickups in it, and I mean, it's a good guitar for what it is, but it's not in my top 5 for my guitars. If I could make one recommendation, definitely change out the nut on this, because the standard nut just, go with, I say a very low profile bone nut would probably serve the best, because this one's just got like this plastic nut here and it does not work well. But I mean, it's a good guitar for what it is. Now, the final guitar that I'm showing you guys today is honestly one of my favorites to play. This is my Schecter Sinister Gates Custom. It is not the Custom S, although I have modified it to basically be a Custom S. Schecter designed this for, obviously, Sinister Gates, and I can see why it is a powerful guitar. On mine, I've got a Seymour Duncan SH8 Invader in the bridge, and then I've got the Sustainiac pickup in the neck, which I'll do a review on later, but it basically keeps the tone alive for as long as the battery's running. It is a set neck design, or neck through, I don't know which for this one actually. Grover mini tuners up here. It's using a Floyd Rose system, which I've modified, if you can see it, with a D tuner to just make it easier to drop into drop D. And then it's a very well-made guitar. It looks beautiful, like it's recognizable, and it's just a very solid guitar, and I can wail on this and it will never go out of tune. So yeah. Alright, now for my amps. Unfortunately I can't be on screen for this just due to the way I set up the recording area, but my main amp is my Peavey Ultra Plus. It's a 3-channel tube amplifier. It is a very underrated amp for what it is. I mean, in my little apartment, I have to keep the noise down, but even then, there is no loss in tone. This thing is a beast. It gets hot really quick. You can get it running. You can select, I don't know if you can see the resonance there, third toggle. You can do a loose resonance, a medium resonance, and then a tight resonance to give a different sound each time. And then you can switch between putting out 60 watts and 120, which I really, really like. It's got a very well set up EQ. I like keeping the edge or the high up high, the body around the middle, and then your bottom, which is your low end, around 6 or 7. Gain you can crank up, but you really don't need to. It's already a very high gain amp. The clean channel sounds good on this, and then you have the choice between a low and a high gain input jack. And then that's my head. My amp, I'm running a Randall 4x12 cabinet, which I think works very well. It's a very cheap cabinet, so there might be a problem in sound quality there, but I have had so much luck with this. So that's my amp settings. So let's go over to my video equipment. Alright, so this is the video software that I use when I've started doing my edited videos, which started with my review of the stage. I am using Vegas Movie Studio 14 Platinum. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm actually editing the video that we're doing right now. But so far I've had very few problems with this. It gives you a lot of help. It's very intuitive, so if you want it to do something, it'll likely do it without you even having to ask it to. And I've had just such a good experience with this software in the beginning. Hopefully it'll pay off even more in the end. So that does it for video equipment, and obviously for my camera equipment you wouldn't be able to see it anyways unless I put it up to a mirror. But right now I'm using a Canon Rebel T6 with a 18-55 lens on, and I'm running an off-brand LED ring light. That's how you can see all of my wonderful face. But yeah, that is my entire rig setup for right now. If you'd like to see me add any more to my collection, or get me to review one of the pieces I've shown you here today, please put that in the comments. As always, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.